and you can get started. Go ahead, Kyle.
Hey, buddy. So we had the chance to talk to Garrett Hampson the other day about him really embracing his utility role. How has he kind of grown in that role over the past couple of years, and what are you expecting of him this year, especially in the outfield? Will he play just center? Will he play the corners, et cetera?
Well, I think he's embracing it for sure. We've had conversations between Garrett and myself, Garrett and the coaches, and I think even Garrett and the players, his teammates, about how valuable he can be, moving around the diamond. There's been some great players who've shown that versatility and who have had long careers. I think, every player, obviously wants to settle into one position, but I think, and like I've said before, everybody's career path is different. With with Garrett, for us and for him right now, he's best suited to move around the diamond. Second, short, center, left. Played left last night, made a really good catch. So our expectation is, the defensive versatility is advantageous for us. And how he swung the bat the last 6 weeks of the season was very encouraging. We talked about how he made some adjustments in his swing, especially eliminating the leg kick, the big leg kick. And to do that in mid-season was really impressive. And we're all proud of him, and he should be proud of that too. That's not easy to do, in big league competition, make a big change like that. So I think right now he's in a great spot, Kyle, and he's doing everything he can every day to get ready for July 24th. Multiple position work, working hard. Very happy with where he is.
And quick follow-up in regards to the pitching. So obviously you said Peter Lambert, he won't be ready to go for the opening day roster. Now, does that fifth starting spot come down to Chi and Jeff Hoffman, definitively in your mind, or is it more complicated?
More than likely, those guys have the most experience. Some of the other guys, if you take Peter out for now, we're hoping that, Peter, can get back on a regular schedule and build some pitch count, when we start our season. Hopefully, in that time frame leading up to that, he'll make progress. But, yeah, I would say more than likely Chi and Jeff are the leading candidates. Castellani has shown very well. He has some AAA experience. So, but you're probably on track to think that Chi and Jeff are the guys that we're looking at.
Thomas Harding.
Hey, buddy. First, Ryan Rollison last night facing some very good hitters there. Obviously, numbers look good. What did you see out of him in this taste of facing major league competition?
Well, this is a great experience for him. It was a great experience for him to come to big league camp in Scottsdale and now to be back with us. It's part of his progression. It's going to be part of his growth to hopefully, get to Denver and pitch in the major leagues. It was good to see him out last night on our mound, facing, Trevor and Nolan and Hilliard and Kemp and, in the inter-squad game. I thought he threw the ball fine. I think there's more velocity in there moving forward. But, this guy's a pitcher. This guy knows how to pitch. He can change speeds. He's got 2 secondary pitches that I think will play in the big leagues. He's got enough fastball. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. We're learning more about the guy, what makes him tick. But it was good to see him throw the ball on a big league mound in a big league ballpark. That was cool.
Yeah, for a guy that young and coming in, even coming into the draft, a lot of times you see a lot of pitchers that have big velocity, and that's their main calling card. He's always been a pitcher. I mean, does that, in a way, kind of put him ahead of some guys?
Performance puts you ahead. I think that, his track record as an amateur and a little bit of track record as a minor leaguer, he's thrown the ball well. So now the test will be when he gets to higher levels. This year will be a different experience because there's going to be no minor league baseball. So, he'll continue to work, more than likely out of that satellite group when the season starts. There's some things that he has to clean up mechanically that he's working with the pitching coaches on. And hopefully that will give him a great, foundation to, come into camp next year, a year older, more strength through the body, an understanding of pro ball, and really get him, on a track to become a big league starting pitcher.
Okay, I wanted to kind of just quickly go over some guys. You had some of the younger or less experienced relievers take that step forward last year, but some of your more veteran guys struggled a bit. Here's Wade Davis. I know that in spring training he looked a lot healthier. How has the shutdown affected him?
Wade stayed in great shape, during the shutdown. He spent a lot of time in Scottsdale, then he popped back to New York when the weather got better back east. Continued to throw on a regular basis, was throwing some, batting practices, some simulated type games to, some college players in New York near around his hometown. So that was great for Wade. Like I said, I agree. I thought in spring training, the ball was coming out good. He looked healthy. The body looked great. He was, throwing fine. This year he's only been out, this spring training too, summer camp, he's only been out there a couple times. So he'll use these next 10 days to get into game shape. But, he's encouraged. I think he's excited about the prospects of these 60 games for him. And I think with Wade, the main thing, he wants to help us win. He's got, a selflessness to him that, it's not about him, it's about the team, which is awesome. And he wants to contribute mightily. And, he's gonna contribute. I think he's in a good spot.
And Jake McGee was feeling good about his slider when he came to camp. Obviously we saw Nolan hit the homer last night, but watching him, live BP and all, where is he as far as
Jake's progressing. He again did a nice job during the shutdown, staying ready. He was throwing the ball, last night 91 to 94. Whipped out a couple good sliders. A good slider to Boswell on the 3-2 count for the punch out. Mm-hmm. So, I think Jake, right now, July 12th, is it? Is where he needs to be.
And Brian Shaw, I wasn't there for the live BP a couple nights ago. Where is the stuff and the location? And is this camp a good way for him to figure out how to make his stuff work in this atmosphere?
Well, his arm feels great. He threw the ball fine the other day. Stuff-wise, velocity-wise, just the action on his pitches were fine. He has, a week to 10 days to get things ironed out as much as possible, like everybody, to get into season shape. It's a challenge for all these guys, but physically he's fine, mentally he's fine, he's confident. Brian always stays pretty confident. Love that about him. So we feel good about where he is, and so does he.
Okay, and hey, one thing about this, some of the precautions being taken, they're disinfecting the baseballs and obviously kind of discouraging the licking of the fingers and things like that.
Yep.
Is there a protocol to where how that ball is going to act when it comes out of the pitcher's hands or when it's in the air? I mean, does the disinfectant, have you guys studied that? And is everybody also disinfecting the same way?
I'm not sure what you mean by disinfecting. I know that there's some infrared lighting that is, put over the baseballs at night. I'm not sure exactly if somebody's actually getting a bottle of disinfectant and putting liquid on the baseball. I haven't heard that one. That's new to me. I'll check into that though.
Yeah, I'd like to. It looks like that's what's happening, but I don't know. And it would seem if they're doing that, would it affect the ball? Or would it?
Where have you seen that done?
I've seen like some video. I think it was in New York. They were doing something to it. I've looked down and seen tiny, but I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I assumed it was disinfectant, but I don't know exactly.
He's disinfecting a lot of things. I'm not
Yeah.
sure he's disinfecting the baseballs. I think we have some infrared lighting situation that is handling the baseballs during the evening.
Okay, all right, and I'll check with Warren on that. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, Thomas.
Nick Grote.
Hey, buddy, to follow up on Hampson, because of his defensive versatility and because of his speed on the bases, is he an ideal candidate to sort of almost hold back during the game to have him available to go to second base in extra innings?
I think you want to put your best players out there, and he can very well be one of our best non-offensive players, and part of a good defense too. So, but if he doesn't play and we get around to extra innings and he's on the bench, it's a great weapon, for sure. He can score on a lot of different types of scenarios with his speed. So, we'll see. That's an everyday lineup decision. But, I feel good with him in the lineup. The way he can produce offensively with, using his legs and using his defense, using his bat for 9 innings as opposed to pinch running him in the 10th. But, we'll see how he's playing. That will dictate, his lineup status every day.
Gotcha. And then now that we're, I guess, 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks, what is the readiness at the beginning of the season right now for Jairo and Elias?
Elias, caught last night, got a couple at bats. I think he'll be ready. He's been working out, obviously, during the downtime, and I think a little bit during his downtime at the end when he was allowed to. So he threw yesterday to bases. The arm looked great. He's moving fine. I mean, he'll do a lot of work here in the next, handful of days to catch up, and then we'll, get him, more of a regular schedule like all the other guys. But we'll ramp him up here pretty quickly. Jairo threw a bullpen yesterday. He'll probably be off today. He'll probably be back on the mound again tomorrow, potentially facing hitters in some sort of fashion. I'll get with Steve on that. But his arm feels great. He'll be ready with barring no setbacks. He'll be on the roster July 24th.
Okay. And then do you have any update on Charlie?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, buddy. Have a good
okay,
day.
guys.